At this point, since Disney is just trying to lose as much money as possible, they're basically like degenerate gamblers. Just keep gambling, keep throwing money at things, and keep losing money. Like, I don't know who the hell is. Okay, I know the person that is running Disney, Bob Iger. That is his name. I don't really know. Does he really want to make money, or is just here to try and be on the right side of history? So their new upcoming flop is the new version of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. And as you all know, Hollywood now is just about a bunch of remakes. Nobody's writing original stories anymore. I mean, I can remember the time where the likes of Tarantino could be writing Pulp Fiction. From the ground up, there was no book, nothing, just from his head. You know? We don't have that anymore. Everything is just about remakes or from a book or from something. Nobody's actually sitting down and writing stories anymore. And they're all out here complaining about their pay. Anyway, I'm going to get into that in a different video. I actually do feel for them a bit. Like, I get it, they're workers, and I'm a worker as well. So I kind of sit down here and castigate them. But I mean, these people are not really doing a good job, to be honest with you. They're not. They're just not. So now the new version of this Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. There are no dwarfs in this movie. Wait, should I even say dwarf? I'm not even sure whether dwarf is even allowed on YouTube these days. I don't even really know the laws for this whole political correctness in the West again. I don't know. I really do not know. Is dwarfs allowed? Okay, I'm going to be using little person for this video. I'll try to not make a mistake and say dwarf anymore. Little people. I mean, look at these people. Black, you know. I'm surprised that there's some white men here. I mean, is that diverse enough? I thought white men shouldn't even be a part of any diverse. Maybe these people are in the LGBT realm of things, even though they are white and they are men or they are male. I don't even know. Whatever that they are, I'm actually surprised that there are a bunch of two white-looking men in this photo. But at the end of the day, it's going to be a bunch of diverse people. For a role that was supposed to be for dwarfs. Oh, sorry, little people. And we can thank Peter Dinklage for this. I mean, the guy that was Tyrion Lannister in Game of Thrones. We can thank him for this. Because dwarfs were being casted for dwarf roles. And to him, that was not progressive enough. I don't understand what progressiveness is. Are we supposed to be in a world where we do not recognize things that are actually happening? Some human beings are dwarfs. Oh, sorry, little people. Some human beings are like that. So are you saying they should not be represented? I thought this was all about representation. I really do not get all these people. Like, some of these people are so woke to a point where they are becoming dumb and stupid. Seriously, this comment that I made really, really shocked me.
I was a little taken back by the they're very proud to cast a Latino actress as Snow White.
Yeah.
But you're still telling the story of Snow White.
Yeah.
Seven Dwarfs.
Sure.
So take a step back and look at what you're doing there. It makes no sense to me. You're progressive in one way, but you're still making that fucking backward story of seven dwarves living in a cave. What the fuck are you doing, man?
Following Peter's remarks, a spokesperson for Disney told ET in a statement, quote, "To avoid reinforcing stereotypes from the original animated film, we are taking a different approach with these 7 characters and have been consulting with members of the dwarfism community. We look forward to sharing more as the film heads into production after a lengthy development period."
First of all, I don't really understand what old stereotypes mean. Dwarfs still exist. Dwarfs still actually exist in the world. I really do not get it. Like, shouldn't dwarves, little people, shouldn't they be represented in movies anymore? Like, they don't exist? Is that what I'm trying to say? I mean, it makes no sense. So, let me get this straight. These people are so hilarious. Let me get this straight. So, don't like the fact that there are dwarves in movies. Like, okay, the original story, dwarves were living in caves and all that stuff. But that is the original story. So now, Disney mentioned that they're going to cast different kind of characters. Is Peter Dinklage happy about this? This could have been 7 people that look like him that could have gotten a role right now. They could have gotten a role right now for this movie that look like him. Is he happy about this? Is this the progress that he's trying to promote? I mean, these people, some of them just sound so dumb, trying to be on the right side of history, quote unquote. They don't even make any sense. Meanwhile, he was out here making millions of dollars a year, not just 1 million, many millions of dollars a year for being a dwarf. Sorry, little person. I mean, such dwarf privilege. Being able to earn money because you are a dwarf. I mean, that role in Game of Thrones as Tyrion Lannister was a dwarf in the book. Imagine if they had casted someone that was not a dwarf. How would he have felt about that? But he was able to play a dwarf and make money from it, and is now putting fellow people like him out of business because he's sensitive. Like, I don't really understand these people. These people are so confusing. Like, are you just trying to be politically correct just for the sake of it? I mean, are you actually hearing yourself talk? Seriously, are you? Anyway, he was rightfully criticized by other little people actors. I'm actually sounding like I'm being derogatory right now. I'm just going to go with dwarf and I'm not going to use the word little people anymore because it almost sounds like I'm making fun. But I'm actually very serious. I don't want to sound disrespectful. So I don't even know the right word to use right now. So I'm just going to go with dwarf, the word I have known from when I was a child. So there's this example of one of them who was not really happy with what Peter Dinklage had to say about this. And he's actually right, because if I were a draft person, I would not like it because I'm putting me out of business as an actor, as a draft actor.
Here's my issue. My issue with everything Peter Dinklage has said with this whole situation about Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs and the remake coming. It's Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. It's not Snow White and the seven normal-sized humans like every other movie.
She's a monster. Covers 3 beds.
A fairy tale, a remake of a fairy tale, pardon me. And this is also giving 7 dwarves, people, real life people, actors, a chance to star in a movie, in a role that is fit for them, literally fit for them. I can't, when The Greatest Showman came out, I couldn't be the main lead. I couldn't be P.T. Barnum. I could have been one of the side acts because that role was made for me. And the issue at hand is, by saying this, he's doing something worse for the dwarf and the little people community. He's trying to take roles away. It really blows my mind. The whole woke thing, you're going too far, in my opinion. It's too far. It's too much. He wants to say these cave dwellers. That's wrong. First off, they lived in a cottage, they worked, and they had a whole lot of gems. So in reality, they were rich. Let's be honest here. In a fairy tale world, these guys were rich, and they all had separate characteristics that really taught and made themselves different from each other. They weren't just one being of dwarves. He had no issue, absolutely no issue, being cast as a dwarf, an elf, when he was representing that whole situation. That paycheck cleared just fine. When he was in Game of Thrones, he had absolutely no issue in that role when it was casted for a dwarf. That paycheck cleared just fine. Now this all of a sudden is crazy? This needs to be changed for current culture? Come on now. Disney, reach out to me. I will take every dwarf role you want. It could be Snow White and 25 dwarves. I have 24 friends in the dwarf community that would do these roles. That's the issue here.
That last statement by him, I really love it. I mean, there are dwarves out here that need jobs. Everyday job is hard for them to do. I'm not trying to be derogatory. I'm trying to be very, very respectful right now. Everyday job, like manual labor jobs and all that, is hard for them because they're not normal human size, you know. You have acting roles that are made for them. Acting roles that are made for them, and you have a guy that is like the most known dwarf in the world sitting out here acting like some politically correct idiot. It's not progressive enough. I mean, what the hell are you even saying? What are you even saying? Putting other people like that look like you out of jobs. I don't understand these people, to be honest with you. These days, Hollywood is just so weird to me, and I'm not going to lie, it's really, really tiring. All the time is always some kind of an issue somewhere about people not being represented enough and all that. And you have a role here that could have represented dwarfs around the world. 7 dwarfs, that is 7 people that could have gotten a job. 7 people that could have gotten a job in Disney and being paid well. They have all lost jobs because of these idiots making stupid comments about trying to be politically correct. I mean, what the hell is this? This whole thing is just so annoying to me because I'm imagining myself being a dwarf and this guy is out here saying this rubbish. I would be I would be so infuriated about it to a point where, like, I don't even understand. To be fair, I can appreciate the fact that being a dwarf can be a bit unsettling. I can appreciate that. I would have liked to be 6 feet, but God didn't create me that way, and I have to take what has been given to me. But the fact that your comments is now putting other people out of jobs is wrong. I'm just a guy that used to love movies, and I'm just tired of all this virtue signaling, all these patronizing things that Hollywood just does for people of color. I mean, if you really care for people of color, can't you actually write original stories for them? Oh, okay, they're not what it's right. Some of these people of color actors that take all these roles from white people, I don't know how happy they are about it. I mean, like Cleopatra, for example, that was another train wreck that made no sense whatsoever. But it was made because they're trying to do this virtue signaling nonsense that they keep trying to do. I can't imagine, obviously, if I was an actor and I get a job, I'll be very happy and I'll take the money. I'm not going to lie to you here. I'm going to be very, very honest. I will take the money. I know that it's a bunch of bullshit, but I'll still take the money because since these people don't want to have any sense and try to write a movie role for a black person or a Latino person, if they actually really do care about these people, as they claim that they do, since they don't want to do that, I'll take the money and replace a white person since that's what they want to do. So I don't fully blame these actors. Acting is very, very competitive. Hollywood is very, very competitive. So I can understand. If you get a role, if you get a job, you take it. You don't really care, even no matter how you feel about it, you take the job. I'll take the money, but I will still feel some kind of way that these people don't even see me worthy enough to actually write an original story for me. They actually do not see me worthy enough for that. I would feel some kind of way, but I'll still take the money. Let's just be real about it. I will take the money. When I saw this poster, I was like, oh God, Disney. These people just want to keep losing money. Like, it seemed they made too much money with the Avengers. Seriously, like, I'm actually very, very angry that I actually contributed to this because I watched all the Avengers, and it seems like Disney have made so much money to a point where they're buying up everything and they're just trying to waste as much money as they want to waste for some reason. I don't really understand why they're just doing all these things. Look at that poster. We all know that movie is going to flop. We all know that. Like, nobody needs to tell you that. The original fans of these movies are not going to like it. The original fans of these stories are not going to like it. This story is a German fairy tale. The original people that love all these things will not like it. I'm not really a fantasy guy. I'm more of a real life movie kind of guy. But I do feel sorry for these fantasy people that follow all this fantasy stuff from the books and from the comics and from the cartoons and all that stuff. A movie being made and they can't even make it accurately. Trying to be progressive, trying to be modern and all that nonsense. Like, I actually do feel sorry for them, to be honest with you. I do. Obviously, this movie is going to flop because the original fans of these movies or of these stories are not going to watch it the way they're supposed to. And they're going to complain about a bunch of white people now. They're going to complain that it's a bunch of racists that didn't want to watch this movie. Like clockwork. That's what's going to happen. You can all predict that. That's what always happens. If they flop, they'll blame the white man for not going to watch the movie. You're replacing them in movies and you're expecting them to go and watch it. It makes no sense. Even if I were them, I would not go and watch the movie because I would feel so insulted that a movie that was supposed to be about white people, you are now putting people of color in it. That doesn't make me racist. Anyway, guys, what do you guys think about this video? Let me know that in the comments. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new. I really appreciate it. See you next time.